So I've created a couple videos about the toxicity in Marvel Rivals, but this has to be the most toxic trait that I've ever seen, and I didn't identify it in my other video specifically, and I'm going to talk about it in this video because it's really driving me crazy and I'm crashing out whenever I see it. And this toxic trait is the act of surrendering in ranked matches. Season 2 for me was the season of solo queue, and I just experienced this all the time. People would come into my game and they would fail at whatever they're doing and give up after one round and want to quit. And this is just so frustrating. You don't get to come in my game and do a crappy job of trying to play one character, and because it's not going your way or you can get to play a character you want to play, you just decide you want to surrender. You don't get to do that. I am so sick of that in this game. And the reason why this is so awful is, one, it tilts your team. It just tells your team that you've given up and that you don't think it's possible to win the match, and that you're probably not going to play very well, or you're going to sit in the spawn point, or you're going to do something to sabotage the game because you've given up at this point and you just want to move on to another match. This is a team-based game, obviously, and by signifying that you're giving up, it's just showing your team that you don't believe in them, that you're not going to support them, and that you're wasting their time. And it's a lot like a sport. And you have to think about this. Do you ever see sport teams quitting, surrendering? Do you see a football team surrender? Do you see a baseball team surrender? No. Sports teams play to the bitter end. They play to the end of the match. They don't surrender and just go home. They don't surrender and just leave the rest of their teammates out on the field. So why is it that people think that they can enter in a sports-like game where it's a team-based game and just decide that it's okay to just surrender and give up and do this over and over again? Why is it considered acceptable? I mean, you're going to lose points either way, and if you surrender, you actually lose the same amount of points as if you lose a match. And a lot of people think, well, if I keep playing this match and I can't win, then it's a waste of my time. And that is where most people are so wrong. And I'm going to explain to you why. Because anything can happen in a match. That's one thing. Anything can happen, and people can switch characters. The other team can have some issues going on and all of a sudden lose their focus, or it's a new map and a new round or a new direction, and all of a sudden your team may have a great advantage. And two, sometimes it just takes your team time to get used to what the other team is doing and just start to lock in. And by surrendering, you're never giving the other players a chance to lock in, or even giving yourself a chance to do that. Third, if you run away from every challenge and think that you can't win and not take the time to even get better at the game and fight players that are better than you, then you're just never going to rise in the ranks, and you're never going to get better at this game. Surrendering in this game shows that you don't know how to overcome a challenge in life. And let me tell you something, as someone who's older, I'm not going to tell you my exact age, but I am a dad, and life is hard, and the world is going to kick you in the nuts. And if you just think that you can quit or surrender to things and give up when life gets hard, you're just going to have a really hard and difficult life, and you're never going to overcome the challenges to be successful in anything that you try, whether it's starting a business, entrepreneurship, going to school, to college, asking someone out and cultivating a relationship and maybe getting married and buying a home. All these things are just filled with challenges. And if you can't play a video game and stick it out and try to win, then my guess is that you don't know how to overcome a challenge in life as well. And I see so many people in this game that just demonstrate that. They just can't overcome a challenge. They don't want to overcome a challenge. You know why? Because it's hard. It takes work. It hurts mentally and emotionally. And that type of growth is difficult. I get that. But it starts with things like this game, and you've got to change your behavior with the video game, and that's going to affect other things in your life. If you surrender in my game, it just shows that you will never probably accomplish anything in your life. You're going to take the easy road for everything, and you're going to live with far less than you could be living with and accomplishing. And yet at the same time, you're going to probably blame everybody for your problems because you're making poor decisions, or that you're not stepping up to do anything worth of value or challenge in your life because you can't finish a video game round because you don't think you can, or you're just not interested in investing your time to help other people, being a team player, or you're just not interested in becoming a better person or any type of self-improvement and learning any skills or anything like that. You got to stop this. I want to see people stop doing this in the game. I don't mind losing matches if we all play as hard as we can, but when people just want to surrender and just give up, and they just come into my game and play for 2 minutes and then surrender immediately when the first match goes awry, awry, or first part of the match goes awry, it's just so frustrating. So that's what it tells me, and I'd love to be proven wrong. Stick around to the end because I am going to talk about when it is okay to surrender. But finally, I'm just going to say this. It just shows you're a one-trick pony. The people who surrender are the people who do not know how to switch characters. They don't know how to try anything different. And if you're a one-trick pony in this game, I've had a lot of people fight me on this, but I'm seeing so many other people complain about this, and I know I'm not the only one. That if you get into this team-based game and you only know how to play one character and someone figures out how to counter you, or it's just not the right team composition, you don't get the right to surrender just because you lack the skill to play other types of characters in this game. Part of being good at this game and ranking up is being able to switch characters and play other characters. You need to do better. You need to be better. So stop being a one-trick pony and expecting that the game is going to go well for you and that everything's going to go your way and that your team's going to play well and the enemy team's not going to be able to handle you. Because most of the time, the good players, they're going to see what you are as a one-trick pony, and they're just going to let you fall into your own trap over and over again, and it's going to make you frustrated. So stop it. The time that it is okay to surrender in this game is when you have someone quit the match. Really, a 5v6 is almost impossible to win unless you're just super top pro level players, but you're not going to have a complete team composition anyways. So that is okay, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who want to surrender with a full team. That's what I'm talking about. Other than that, yeah, it's okay to surrender if someone else has just quit the game and you don't want to waste your time. Anyhow, that's it for this one, folks. We'll talk to you soon.